I can't get the idea out of my head that people are tribal creatures. We are always part of some kind of tribe. No, we don't live in caves anymore or go hunting for food, but somehow we still look for belonging to a certain group of people. We chat on forums about our hobbies, go to concerts of our favorite bands, and find ourselves surrounded by people who like the same artist. Most of the time we meet with the same people for holidays, and we often keep in touch with family. Not to mention schools, universities, and workplaces where we spend a lot of time around the same people. We are tribal beings. But sometimes we need to think, what does belonging to this or that tribe really give us? I'm not saying we should only look for benefits in human relationships, but let's think about whether the tribe or group you spend time with is making your life the way you want it to be. Hi, I'm Dmitry, and this is the channel where I share my thoughts about psychology, ADHD, human interactions, and many other things that have interested me at some point in my life or still do. I'm here to capture insights and share them with you. Share your stories in the comments under my videos and let's discuss what kind of people we should avoid and who should stay with us till the end. One of the main truths I come across almost every day is that we all have a limited number of years to live. No matter how much we want it, today we have no idea how to live longer while also living a full life. So we will all die sooner or later, fade away into the space of our beautiful planet, and after some time return to this world in another form. There is nothing mystical about this idea. I really believe that we just dissolve into our planet and become something else through natural earth forces. Knowing that our time is limited, it's time to think about where and in whom we invest our precious time. Yes, in this video I want to talk about relationships. I have to go around the topic a bit before I get to the point because relationships aren't just about spending an hour or two at a pub with work friends. From my point of view, relationships are time spent together. More deeply, it's when two or more people share their time with each other, exchanging emotions and experiences. And here's my first question for you. Think about how you feel when you spend time with those you call your friends. What emotions do you feel? What kind of experience do you get? Some people might say, why do you always look for some benefit in every life situation? To that answer, what's the point of spending time with people if it doesn't leave any mark on your life? Why go to the meeting after which you feel nothing? What's the point of all this? Why stay in relationships that bring only negative feelings and nothing more? Stability? I'd rather live like this than jump into the unknown, which already scares me just thinking about it. But what if you stop for a moment and ask yourself, what if without those relationships your life could be better? What if after years of patience you finally do what you've always wanted and find that long-awaited feeling of freedom, which leads to the kind of wealth you truly desire? I always say it's quite easy for me to remove people from my life. This never happens with really good people from whom I want to learn, whose journey to success I want to understand and follow. But sadly, after decades of meetings, talks, shared adventures, and work moments, there are very few people left with whom I want to spend a lot of time. Here lies one of the scariest secrets that no one ever warned us about. People naturally care only about what they need. Yes, that's why I don't rush into business with deeply family-focused people, because in any small dispute, we all know what their priorities will be. I'm not judging this idea, you are doing what is right for you, but it's not the path for me. Maybe it's my ADHD talking, or maybe I really want the person I share business with to be fully interested in the business's success, and that's another criterion I use to filter people in my life. People say surround yourself with those from whom you can learn new things. That sounds very wise. They also say to run from toxic relationships, which sounds even wiser. But what exactly are toxic relationships? Here are 6 points to help you understand if your relationships are toxic, no matter how much I dislike this word. The first is energy imbalance. Yes, everything around us is energy in some form. Yes, any interaction with people is an exchange of energy. Pay attention to the word exchange. Healthy, balanced relationships mean you get back roughly the same amount of energy that you give. It's not always a strict trait, but you get something in return that makes giving something worth it. So, following the first point on toxic relationships, always ask yourself, do you get something back, or you're just giving away your energy for nothing? The second point is manipulation and control. This mostly happens in romantic relationships where they are built on guilt, blackmail, and pressure. Have you ever heard the phrase, if you love me, then you can finish that sentence yourself? This is definitely not a sign of a relationship worth holding on to. The third factor is a lack of respect. This should warn you that it's time to stop or seriously limit your contact with that person. Lack of respect is something that negatively affects the relationship. It's something you need to handle. If someone stopped respecting you or never respected you at all, this is not the person you should keep in your life in any way. Next is something I've learned to live with, but later realized it held me back in personal growth. Constant negativity. I often had negative thoughts myself. I only recently started practicing gratitude and positive thinking because it is the foundation of a happy life, despite the bad things that may happen. But ask yourself, what's the point of thinking negatively? Why put your own thoughts in a dead end just because something didn't work out? There is no logical reason for this. So, if you spend time with someone who always complains or worse, constantly criticizes your ideas and efforts, remove them from your contacts immediately. That person will not bring any positivity to your life. The next point is about dependence. Many people fear that if they end toxic relationships, they will lose something important and life will feel impossible. This is a wrong fear. Yes, two big fears are losing a loved one and fearing the unknown, which support each other. But we must understand that feelings of loss or grief are just emotions. Emotions make us human. Sadness and grief are normal and natural reactions to life events, and behind those feelings, there is no destruction. You just need to understand your emotions and accept them as part of your growth and self-discovery. So, if you stay in a relationship just because you don't want to lose someone, but you face the other issues I mentioned, it's time to ask if the relationship really makes sense. The end of one thing always means the start of something else, usually something better. And the last point that shows your relationships might be toxic, the destruction of your personality. In my opinion, this is the key reason why so many people in our society are unhappy. Humiliation, bullying, and seemingly harmless teasing from your partner, friend, or colleague can be very harmful to you. Actually, they will be harmful. Not only do we all lose our true selves trying to please others all the time, but many people don't even know who they really are because we don't allow ourselves to accept and show our true I the way we want. And many times we destroy parts of our personality just so the person we want to be close to won't reject us for who we are. How does that sound? I think it sounds very bad. But sadly, we see people rejecting themselves completely just to belong to a tribe or to be with someone who will never make them happy. In the end, that person will destroy your personality so much that it will take you years to recover and understand who you really are and what you really want. It's important to know that everything I described applies not only to romantic relationships, but also to friendships, work, family, and so on. You also have to understand that you don't have to please everyone. You don't have to do what others want just to be accepted. And you don't have to change yourself because someone else wants that. Stop for a moment and look at your contact list. Think about what feelings and experiences you got during your last meeting or talk with each person. Do you want to write to them now? If yes, what would you talk about? I'm not saying you have to delete half of your contacts, but I'm saying it's important to learn what you really want to achieve, what your plan is, and which people in your life affect or hurt your plan. Once you understand this, try to reduce your contact with those people. Then, if you feel you really need it, surround yourself with people who lift your hands up, and after talking to them, you feel like moving forward for days. I'm sure you will find such people once you understand your true value and never lower it for anyone else. And thank you for watching this video. I want to hear your stories about people or moments when you realized it was time to change your circle. And always remember, no one on this planet wants your happiness as much as you do. Because our future and present depend directly on the thoughts we fill our minds with. Please learn to love yourself because that is the real truth. And see you in the next videos.